Hey, silent warriors. Have you ever felt like you were being dragged down by other people's emotions or problems? Do you feel like the stress and constant demands of modern life are robbing you of your peace of mind? If your answer is yes, then this video is for you. We will introduce you to an ancient philosophy that will teach you how to detach yourself from the emotional burdens of others while still being compassionate towards them. It will show you the path to a state of peace where your happiness or sadness is not dependent on any external events. Sounds difficult? Sounds impossible? Let's take a look at how you can find your own peace of mind by emotionally detaching yourself, and how Stoicism can help you along the way. We are going to say something that may challenge your long-held beliefs, but believe me, this discussion can change your life. Number 1. Know yourself and identify your areas of control. Have you ever felt like the wheels of life are spinning out of your control, as if you were just a passenger and events were the driver? If so, you are not alone. There are many things that happen in our lives that we cannot control, but the important thing is to recognize what is in your control and what is not. And here comes the first and most important step. Know yourself and identify your areas of control. This journey begins with self-reflection. Take some time to calm yourself down. In this noisy world, it is often difficult to spend some time alone with yourself. But this silence will help you listen to your inner voice, which will give you an idea of your true strengths and weaknesses. Just as a sailor carefully observes the course of the sea and the capabilities of his ship before setting sail, so too must you recognize your inner strengths before setting sail on the ship of your life. A key principle of Stoic philosophy is the dichotomy of control. This means that the world can be divided into two parts, what is under our control and what is not. Epictetus, a great Stoic philosopher, said, "Some things are under our control and some are not. Our reactions, our judgments, our desires, our dislikes, these are under our control. On the other hand, our bodies, possessions, reputations, and the behavior of other people, these are not under our control." Understanding this simple but profound truth can make a huge difference in your life. Let's think of a real-life example. Suppose you are about to give an important presentation at the office. Suddenly, your computer crashes, and all your slides are lost. Do you think you had control over this? Of course not. The computer crash is beyond your control, but how you react to this situation is entirely within your control. Will you give up in despair? Or will you quickly find an alternative way, such as memorizing or writing on a whiteboard? The ability to choose your response is your inner strength. Do you give yourself time for long silences and reflection? Share your experience in the comments. Takeaway message. From this point, we learned how important it is to calm yourself down and self-reflect at the beginning. This process of knowing yourself is like peeling an onion. By opening each layer, you reach your deepest truth. What are your values? What motivates you? What makes you happy and what makes you sad? Finding the answers to these questions will help you create a clear picture of yourself. Many times, we lose our true selves in trying to meet the expectations of others. In the crowd of societal pressure, family expectations, friends' opinions, we forget who we really are. But remember, your life is yours. What others think of you is beyond your control. You can only control your own actions and reactions. Let me tell you a story. A young artist comes to the city to fulfill his dream. He dreamed of becoming a great artist, but his family wanted him to become a doctor. His friends told him that life is not about art. At first, he was very hesitant. He tried to please everyone, but he was not happy. Finally, one day, He realized that the only control over his life was in his own hands. He respected his family's wishes, but did not give up on his dreams. He discovered the artist within himself and started painting in his own way. Gradually, his artwork started reaching people, and he became known as a successful artist. From this story, we learn how important it is to know your inner self and be true to it. Exercise 1. Draw your circle of control. Take a blank sheet of paper. Draw a large circle in the middle of the paper and label it "Under my control." Inside this circle, write down all the things that you can control: your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your reactions. Now draw another large circle outside this large circle and label it "Out of my control." Inside this circle, write down all the things that are beyond your control: the weather, other people's behavior, past events, the future. This exercise will show you clearly where your power lies. Affirmation: I recognize my inner power and focus on the things that I can control. When you recognize yourself and identify the things that you can control, a new order comes into your life. You realize that you cannot control every event in life, but you can control your reaction to each event. And this is where your true freedom lies. This realization will free you from unnecessary worry and help you direct your precious energy in directions that you can truly change. Do you think your life would be easier if you could better identify your areas of control? Share your thoughts in the comments. From this point, we learned that the ability to choose our responses is our inner power, and this is our true freedom. So, begin this amazing journey to know yourself and identify your areas of control. Remember, this work will not happen in a day. It is an ongoing process. Spend some time with yourself every day. Get to know yourself. Listen to your inner voice. And whenever you feel like you are losing control in any situation in life, think about your circle of control. You will see how much easier and more productive life will become. You yourself will become the most powerful driver of your life. Number 2, live life based on values and reason. In the previous step, we learned to know ourselves and identified which things are in our control and which are not. Now it is time to build on that foundation and strengthen our lives. And the most important thing for this is to live a life based on values and reason. Have you ever wondered, what is the driving force of your life? What makes you wake up every morning, work, and struggle? This driving force is your values. Values are the basic principles and beliefs that influence your every decision, behavior, and perspective. In Stoic philosophy, values are seen as virtues or virtues. According to them, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, these 4 core virtues are the foundation of a good life. When your life is in line with your values, you feel a kind of peace and purpose from within. But when your work goes against your values, a kind of internal conflict arises, which makes you unhappy and restless. Let's start with a story. There was a young woman named Rhea who believed in honesty and hard work since childhood. Her dream was to become a successful entrepreneur. When she started her business, a friend of hers suggested that she take an easy but unethical path to success. At first, Rhea thought that this path might lead her to success quickly, but every time she thought about that unethical work, her inner voice made her feel uneasy. She felt that she was sacrificing her own values. Finally, she decided that she would go the hard way, but with honesty. She knew that it might take more time, but she would find peace. After a long effort, Rhea became a truly successful entrepreneur whose reputation was not only for her business, but also for her honesty. Ria's story teaches us how important it is to stay true to our values, even when temptations come. Have you ever regretted acting against your values? Share your experience in the comments. From this point, we learned that our values are the driving force of our lives, and this is the source of our peace and purpose. Along with values, reason is also essential for living a healthy life. Stoic philosophy gives great importance to reason. They believe that humans are the only animals that have the power of reason, and only by using this reason can we judge good and bad, make the right decisions. Analyzing a situation in the light of reason, instead of making decisions based on emotions, can protect you from going the wrong way. Just think. Just as a judge makes a decision based on evidence and the law, not based on any personal emotions or feelings, similarly, we should make decisions in life in the light of reason. When we find ourselves in a difficult situation, it is natural to become emotional. But this is the best time to use reason. Ask yourself, what would be the most logical course of action in this situation? What would I do that would be consistent with my values? Here's a practical strategy. When you're struggling to make a difficult decision, keep a decision journal. On one page of the journal, write down the possible positive outcomes of the decision you're about to make, and on another page, write down the negative outcomes. Next, write down your core values. Now, see which decision is most consistent with your values and which one has the least risk and the most benefit. This process will help you get a clear picture of your reasoning. Exercise 1. Identify your values. Sit in a quiet place and ask yourself a few questions. What are the most important things in life to you? Examples: honesty, compassion, hard work, freedom, family, knowledge. What principles would you never give up? What people's lives inspire you the most and why? What qualities would you like to see in yourself? The answers to these questions will help you identify your core values. These values will serve as a compass for your life. I make every decision based on my values and logic. There are many situations in our lives where our values and logic are tested. In the workplace, in personal relationships, and even in social situations, we have to stick to these principles. When we are true to our values, we gain self-respect and confidence. And when we use logic, we avoid mistakes and move on the right path. Many times we see that some people in society take unethical paths for quick success. They may be temporarily successful, but such success never lasts long because it is not based on values. Inner emptiness drives them away. On the other hand, those who move slowly based on values and logic, their success may come late, but it is strong and sustainable. They can sleep peacefully at night because their conscience is clear. Have you faced any situation where it was difficult to trust your values and logic? How did you handle that situation? Tell us in the comments. From this point, we learned that even if we get temporary success in an immoral way, it never lasts long. But success based on values and reason is strong and sustainable. Ultimately, living a life based on values and reason is a kind of conscious living. It is not an easy path, but rather a challenging path. But this is the path where true happiness, peace, and fulfillment lie. When every action you take is in line with your values, and every decision you make is made in the light of reason, then your life moves forward with a clear purpose. You become an inspiration, not only to yourself, but also to the people around you. So, recognize your values. Keep them at the center of your life. Think logically in every situation. Calm yourself down and use your inner wisdom before making any decision based on emotions. You will see, your life will reach a new level. Number 3. Control your reactions. In the previous steps, We learn to identify our values and understand the importance of living by them. Now we will discuss a very powerful tool that affects every aspect of your life: controlling your reactions. Have you ever noticed that two different people react differently to the same event? One might get frustrated, while the other finds an opportunity in the situation. The difference is not in the event, but in their reactions. This is one of the main foundations of Stoic philosophy. Epictetus said, "It is not events that disturb people, but their thoughts about events." This means that what we think and how we react determines our experience. Think about it. Are you in control of your life, or are external events in control? When you can control your reactions, you take control of your life. It frees you from the bondage of external events and makes you stronger from within. Let's imagine a familiar situation. You're stuck in traffic and you're running late for an urgent meeting. What would your reaction be? Would you honk your horn, slam the steering wheel in frustration? Or would you calmly accept the situation and check your urgent emails on your phone or listen to a podcast? You don't have control over the traffic, but you do have complete control over your reaction. Your negative reaction will only increase your inner anger and frustration, but it won't reduce the traffic by a single point. Instead, a calm and constructive reaction will give you peace of mind and allow you to use that time for something else. Have you ever struggled to control your reaction in traffic or any other unexpected situation? Share your experience in the comments. From this point, we learned that it is not external events, but our reaction to those events that determines our experience. Controlling our reaction does not mean that you don't feel any emotions. It means recognizing your emotions and then consciously deciding how to respond. It is a kind of mental discipline. Just as an archer calmly sets his target before shooting an arrow, we should also set our mental target before reacting. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his book, Meditations, "If anything outside troubles you, it is not the thing that troubles you, but your own judgment that troubles you." This is a powerful statement. It means that our suffering or joy does not come from external events, but from our internal interpretations. A practical technique: stop and think. Whenever you are faced with a difficult or upsetting situation and you feel like your reaction is getting out of control, use this technique. 1. Stop. Immediately stop what you are doing. Take a long, deep breath. 2. Observe. Notice your feelings. How does your body feel? What thoughts are coming to your mind? Just observe without judging. 3. Perspective. Ask yourself, is this event really that important? Will this event have any impact in 5 years? Or can I see this situation differently? 4. Choose. Now consciously choose your response. Which response is consistent with your values and best for long-term outcomes? These simple steps can move you away from an immediate emotional response and towards a rational and controlled response. Exercise 1. Identify your emotional triggers. Be honest with yourself. In what situations do you usually lose control or react negatively? E.g., when criticized, when no one listens to you, when you're in a hurry. Identify these triggers. Once you recognize your triggers, you can prepare for them in advance and apply the stop and think technique to control your reaction. I control my reactions and remain calm and rational in every situation. Controlling reactions not only protects you from negative emotions, it also helps you build better relationships and solve problems more effectively. When you are calm, you can think clearly and communicate more constructively with the people around you. Others start to trust you when they see this mental stability from you, and they start to trust you. Remember, controlling reactions is a habit. It may seem difficult at first. You may fail again and again, but the important thing is not to give up. Learn from each failure and try again. Gradually, you will notice that you are gaining more control over your emotions and reactions. This will transform you into a stronger, calmer, and wiser person. Have you developed any habits that help you control your reactions? Share your tips in the comments. From this point, we learned that controlling reactions is a habit, and it transforms us into stronger, calmer, and wiser people. So, whenever you are faced with an unexpected or disturbing situation, remember that you have the most powerful tool in your hands: control over your reaction. This control will give you mental freedom and make you the true driver of your life. No matter how much the noise outside tries to disturb you, your inner peace is in your hands. So you see how the three pillars of Stoicism, knowing ourselves, living by our values, and controlling our reactions, can help you detach emotionally and find peace of mind. Remember, the goal of this journey is not to become emotionless, but to control life through reason and wisdom, rather than being driven by emotions. Your inner peace will not be affected by any external turmoil if you follow these principles. So, walk this path of wisdom. Strengthen your inner fortress. And if this discussion has made even the slightest difference in your life, please let us know by liking this video. Share your favorite Stoic practice in the comments and enrich our knowledge. Share this video with your friends and invite them to the path of peace of mind. And for more such wise guidance, subscribe to our channel. Remember, in a turbulent world, your inner peace is in your hands.